More recently, people are becoming more aware of their impact potentially on the environment and potentially on water and water quality.
Channah Rock, a University of Arizona water quality specialist, says that awareness is vital.
So what we try to do is try to identify potential problems and alleviate those concerns before it gets to that point.
So specialists like Channah work with people throughout the state to keep our water safe.
Your food safety managers are constantly evaluating and testing water quality to, again, ensure that the public is kept safe.
To make sure these things are not in the water, specialists take sample of all water used for consumers. Even farmers check their water quality before it hits their crop. So what do we actually need to come out and get our sample done?
Sure. So basically what we need is a sampling pole or something that allows us to be able to collect a sample from the center of the canal or the river. We want to get flowing water. Also, we need our sterile or our pre-cleaned sample bottles, and we're ready to go.
After farmers take their samples, they send it into a lab for testing. And the main thing they test for is the E. coli bacteria. If this bottle were the sample that we just took from the water, all of these blue beads would represent the bacteria, and the red beads would represent the harmful bacteria. But when they test, they look for the blue beads because that indicates there may be harmful red beads in the water.
And it indicates the presence of a pathogen. Now, a pathogen is a type of bacteria or the organism that can make you sick.
The first step is treating the water to help identify the bacteria. And how is this food for the bacteria? What does it do?
So basically, it's just food that allows the bacteria to survive. It's nutrients that are basically made available for the bacteria.
Then the water is put into a tray, sealed, and put into an incubator.
It's at 37 degrees Celsius, and basically that mimics the temperature that's inside of everybody's gut, or animals, mammals, inside your stomach.
So this is what would happen if the water were inside a mammal after 18 to 24 hours.
We collect a sample, we let it grow, we look at it the next day, and if it's growing, we'll be able to see a color change.
So the fact that this isn't clear when we're taking it out means there's something in there.
Correct. So it means that there's all different kinds of bacteria naturally found in the environment. Some of those bacteria will cause this initial color change, but E. coli will only be present if we see that fluorescence.
What we saw with the black light is that it was definitely glowing, so what does that mean? Is this even usable?
Sure. Okay, so based on the use of the water, there's different regulatory standards or guidelines for irrigated produce. The regulation is a 126 E. coli per 100 mils. And so, for example, what that might look like is if we come down here and we have 47 wells that were fluorescing, that is equivalent to 129.8 E. coli per 100 mLs. So from a water quality standpoint and from an irrigation standpoint, this water would be safe for irrigating.
Okay, so the fact that there's only one out of all of these is actually a pretty good.
It is. And so E. coli is naturally found in the environment, and we see that all the time. The environment is not a sterile place, and so likelihood of you being able to find different bacteria is pretty high, but this is a pretty low concentration that we would see.
Even though specialists are constantly testing, it's important for people to do their part in keeping harmful bacteria out of our water.
We're talking about waste, and animal waste in particular, and potentially things that can happen and bacteria that can live in that waste that can get into our water. So if you're walking your dog along the canal, make sure you're picking up after your animals. Make sure that your septic system, if you have a home with a septic system, that's maintained properly. We kind of all need to think about our impact on the environment.
This Homegrown segment is brought to you by the University of Arizona, Yuma.